morning and welcome. This is the Rhode Island Realtors Global Council panel discussion with our friends in Europe and here in the USA, where we appreciate the attendees and we look forward to these folks sharing really useful information in how to conduct business, how to network, and so. Please don't feel like you have to snapshot because these presentations will be available in the recording afterwards. And also feel free to post questions. We will not answer them during the presentation, but we certainly will look at them afterwards and we'll connect you to the panelist or we'll answer directly. So thank you so much. We have the pleasure, unfortunately, one of our panelists had to deal with a family situation and isn't here today. However, Greg Cantak, who is the ambassador, the NAR ambassador to France and Andorra, will be filling in because he is on the board of directors of the association. We have Corinna Lessa, who is the NAR ambassador to Spain, Portugal, and Italy. Portugal, we didn't leave them out. We had a different webinar at a different time. And we have Alessandro Pasquale from Italy and Francis Fernandez Ariza from Spain. And of course, last but not least, our friend Bill Fain from Westerly, Rhode Island. And Rhode Island is so small that we do it by town rather than by regions, folks. So welcome to the conversation. And I'm going to start with you, Corinna, first. Please introduce yourself and speak a little bit about your roles.
Thank you, Agata. I'm so glad to be here. I, as you mentioned, am the global ambassador to three lovely countries, Portugal, Italy, and Spain. I am originally from Brazil. I was born in Brazil, but my family is Portuguese, and I became an American. So I have three citizenships, and I kind of work this triangle between Brazil, Portugal, and Florida. And of course, with my volunteer role, I'm expanding it to Italy and Spain as well. I am currently the president of my local association, the Suncoast Tampa Association of Realtors. We're the second largest in Florida. We have about 25,000 members. I am a broker owner. I founded my company about 11 years ago. It's called Tampa Bay Key Real Estate. I am in Tampa. I live in Tampa, but I do spend a lot of time overseas, and that's a little bit of myself in a shelf. I am a practitioner. I do sales just like most of you, and I do volunteer. I love volunteering with our local, state, and national associations.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Congrats.
Alessandro, Francis, are you ready to go?
No. Congrats to Corinna for his new job in mission in NIR and also in her association in Tampa because
Yeah, it's fantastic. You know, since you're on, Alessandro, if you don't mind, just for the flow of things, because we do have an hour. Francis, would you like to share your presentation now? And yeah, you seem like you were ready.
For me it's perfect. Okay,
Okay,
for me it's perfect.
perfect.
So okay, I started in real estate in 2013
Okay.
as a CEO of Comprar Casa, that is a real estate network in Spain and Portugal. And then I manage the Spanish Association of Realtors, more or less, because it's a special one, but it's more or less the Spanish Association of Realtors in Spain with more than 1,800 members, international realtors and CRS members. So we bring education to the realtors here. The last 3 months I am pre-retired, so I am in another projects related with real estate also and helping to my last team. But I am now not the CEO of CIRA, but
Yeah.
obviously I can help you to introduce my country between the
Fantastic.
webinar.
That's great. So are you able to share a little bit of your presentation? Folks will have access to this afterwards because it's being recorded. But if you could just scroll through and just some of the highlights, that would be wonderful.
In general, in Spain, at this moment, there is a low inventory. Not only Barcelona, in all the country is a low inventory. Why? Because the last, maybe France and Italy had the same problem. I think is common to Europe. The last 10, 15 years, there is not enough projects to develop new houses.
Right.
So population is increasing. In case of Spain, population is increasing. Also, there is arriving a lot of people, foreign people that wants to live here. People from developed countries like US or Central Europe, and people from Latin also, and a lot of people from Africa that wants to live here because they are looking for a better life for their daughters and sons. So we have a situation with increasing, organically increasing of our population, and a lot of demand of them buyers that are arriving from other countries.
So Francis, I'm sorry, because unfortunately, are you able to scroll as you're speaking? Because you spent the time doing the presentation.
Can I scroll? So Spain is a big country with around 50 million people living there. 6.5, around 6.5 are foreign citizens. So we can compare Spain with Florida. Maybe Spain is the Florida of Europe.
Wow, that's a big statement there, young man.
Okay. Maybe Spain is one of the Florida because Italy is also
New York.
Is also a good place to be retired.
Yeah.
Also the south of France, like okay, I can't remember now
That's okay. That's okay.
The province, no? But there is around 93 million visitors every year. The last year and this year, the forecast is around 93, 96 million visitors. Think that if only the 1% of these visitors wants to buy a home here, is a huge number of buyers that are arriving to our country. Okay, around 20% of the properties are bought by international buyers.
Okay, so I'm sorry, Francis, just because unfortunately we do have to get. If you're able to just scroll through the pictures a little bit, because we're going to have a chance to speak about all of this. So yeah, just keep scrolling so we can see some of the...
Here there is information about what's the opinion of foreign people that live and have business in Spain. This is a very nice, a very good study that the government of Spain and the IES school is a business school, very prestigious business school, not only in Spain, is one of the best business school in the world. They make every year this study, and there are many figures that can help us to understand why a lot of companies, a lot of digital nomads wants to live here. This is a very good place to start a company because there is a good infrastructures, good people that has a high education. So it's a good place to start a business. We are a full consolidate democracy, good education, good healthcare system, one of the best healthcare systems in the world. So maybe this is the reason why a lot of people are coming to our country, not this year, during the last 20 years. I think that there is more than 1 million UK citizens that have properties here, more than 4,100 people, UK people are living here. So you have all the figures in this
Perfect. So
in this
folks,
presentation.
wonderful. So folks will have access to this later on. And again, we'll speak a little bit more. Thank you so much. Alessandro.
Let me talk about last detail. Okay, if you want to find a realtor that one can help you to buy, not only your customers, we have a directory, name it Sira.com. You can see it
Perfect.
here. Okay,
Perfect.
in this directory you can find all the colleagues that are international realtor members. Many of them are also CRS members or green realtors. So you can find in this directory
Thank
by
you.
the map people that can help you to do business here. Okay.
Fantastic.
And also, if you want to find properties, we have a portal, vivegreen.com. In this portal,
Okay.
you can find properties around the country. Okay.
Perfect. Francis, thank you so much. And again, folks, you have access to this in the recording afterwards because clearly it's a very comprehensive and wonderful presentation. And then we'll speak again later on. Alessandro, please.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Francis.
My pleasure.
Hello, buongiorno to everyone. Ciao.
Ciao,
Let
ciao.
me share my presentation. So, my name is Alessandro. I work and live in Verona. It's a Roman city, the city of love, Romeo and Juliet, between Venice and Milan. I'm a broker. I have my own brokerage here in Verona, and I'm also the president of OID Association. Is a network all through Italy. We are a bilateral partner of NAR. We provide the NAR education here in Italy, and we are trying because our association is young, is only 3 years old. So we are trying to build a network of trusted and professional real estate agent that can help you and your buyers finding a house here in Italy. Wait a second. Okay. So my primary mission is to let you understand that Italy is not only Florence, Rome, Venice, and Milan, but our country has so much beauty to offer, and you can find some very interesting places and for your buyers that don't necessarily have to spend millions of dollars or to have a second home here in Italy. Our macro region are North Italy, Central Italy, and this is the beautiful South. As you can see, we have some wonderful seaside and beaches in actually one of these is Sardinia was quoted last year one of the most beautiful beach in the entire world. I don't even know there was a website that do that, but there is, and we won last year at least. The main things that you have to know is if you have a buyer that wants to buy a property here in Italy, you have to teach him the patience because everything you hear about Italy that is complicated, there is bureaucracy, there is paperwork, it is true. So it's our job to do that, but you need to explain them that they need to take time because beautiful things takes time and you cannot have it quickly. You can download on this QR code. This is a product that we made with our association. Is a quick and easy guide how to buy a home in Italy, and it explain all the process. It is actually way more simple than what it appears to be, but the devil is in the details. So, but for all the paperwork and everything, we have our professional real estate that can help you. And this is, if you want to do business here in Italy, is another guide that we made, how the notary works. Yeah, our country works with notary. They check the paperwork when you purchase um, property. Italy has Roman law, so our when you purchase a property, you are very sure that is your property and not someone else's property. So you don't have to have insurance about that. You don't have to worry about that. Um, my association provides all the services needed by um, foreign buyers, so translator, lawyers, specialized with foreign buyers, relocation company, mortgage company. You can actually have a mortgage to purchase a property, even if you work abroad, and we can assist you in every aspect of the way. So please, if you have a buyer who needs more information or you want to do more information, I'm here to you can schedule a call and explain how the things works here in our beautiful country.
Wonderful. Thank you so, so much. Um, Greg, that was wonderful, by the way. Greg, are you ready? Or would you like us to go to Bill? You're muted. Greg, you're muted. There we go.
Are we good?
Yes, we are. We're ready for you, sir.
It's up to you if you'd like to go to Bill.
If you're ready, I know that this was unexpected for you to have to present on Julie's behalf for France, but you are an expert. You've been doing international referral business since 1984, and you are on the board. So if anybody is ready, it's you. Go ahead, my friend.
Thank you, everybody. It's wonderful to see my colleague Karina and, of course, Francis and Alessandro. It's always nice to keep your company.
Hello,
And thank you,
Greg.
Rhode Island Realtors. I'm Greg Kantak. I'm the Global Ambassador for NAR for France and Andorra. I am in my last year in that role. I'm also the broker owner of the Todd Gordon Companies. We're a boutique brokerage with a closed client list. We have been doing international work, as Agata said, since 1984. We are in 31 countries throughout the United States. So this is wonderful to be able to present. And I also have worked with SMPI to grow its international business and create SMPI Global. Let's see if I can make this screen go down. It is the leading real estate association in France. It was established over 60 years ago. It serves many real estate professionals, both commercial and residential, throughout France, and the interests of its members. It has a commitment to follow as a bilateral partner, the NAR Code of Ethics. It has its own code of ethics within France. One thing you should know is that France is probably one of the most highly regulated real estate industries in Europe. The licensure and selling and buying there are very similar to US. So it makes it very simple for US buyers going abroad to understand the process from start to finish. And SMPI's membership includes brokers, property managers, condominium trustees, valuers, real estate agents, and assurances. And the departments that are within are the International, which is now SMPI Global, SMPI Campus, which is their education arm, a College of Experts, their tech arm, and Assurances, which has everything to do with insurance within the property purchase. Now, this is the short, quick version, but what I am going to tell Rhode Island Realtors is that you can become a member of SMPI Global. They are waiving the fee. Generally, it's €75. If you do, this is the step-by-step process to become a member, how to sign on. These slides will be shared with you so that you can sign on, and then you can find people within regions and specialties and the languages that they speak. This is Julie Dufault's contact information and the website for SMPI Global. She can be found on WhatsApp. You can also always reach out to me as well.
Wonderful. This is amazing. Do you want to say anything about Andorra since you're so complete? My goodness.
So Andorra, it's a very interesting country, and as you know, it borders Spain and France. It has an interesting government that includes two principalities as you drive through Andorra. One's on the left, one's on the right. They they have government representation from Spain and from France. I will tell you the number one thing in Andorra, one, it's an incredible tax haven, especially for your high net worth, ultra high net worth clients who wish to purchase there. A large amount of the purchase is and work is going to be on the commercial side, development side, um, and vacation home. So while there are no restrictions in Andorra, just like there are no restrictions in France for expats buying within the country, you should know that really the market for residential in Andorra is very small. But if you wanted to have vacation home, or if you had developer clients who were looking for hotel and mixed-use commercial space, it is a marvelous place to be. It is the number one country in all of Europe for the purchase of luxury items due to its tax haven status. So it's a small association, but I can put you in touch with the people that you need to know.
Good to know. Good to know.
Very
Wonderful.
quickly, because I'm going to give these slides to you too, is as I said, purchasing a home in France, very similar to the US. The process is very similar. There are home inspections. Just know that everything that happens there, as opposed to here, and the predominance of the funds that are down paid and page two in terms of commissions go to the notary who's doing the title search. And in France, you can have title searches done up to 900 years. So I am going to give you these slides. I also have the answers to these questions, which anyone can ask me later in our discussion. There is no multiple listing service. I want you to be clear about that. Almost no country has one. We are working to get that. It works a little different in Europe than it does here. But what is here for your members is a familiarity with terminology should they start to work with their clients. And I always offer myself as a resource. If anyone out there, they will share my contact information. If you have clients who are looking in France, you can call me. I will do a down and dirty with you on the phone and teach you everything you need to know about the process in detail so that you can be a better partner to your client, how to build really an entire team that will help you not only within France, but here in the United States. If they are looking for a loan, I can give you the contacts for those, or if they're seeking out a specific region within France, I can help you there.
That's amazing. Wonderful. Thank you so
Okay,
much.
did I meet my 4 minutes? I'm gonna.
You did, you exceeded, and we have questions for you later. So hold on. All
Good.
right, now we're going to go on to Mr. Bill Fain. Welcome.
Good morning, and thank you for having me. I am here in beautiful, now sunny, downtown Westerly, Rhode Island. I'm going to share some slides with you so we can talk about exactly where Westerly, Rhode Island is at the moment. If you're coming over from Europe, New England is the first part of the United States that you're going to encounter, and that is here. And Rhode Island is outlined in red down here. It is the southernmost part of New England and is roughly the size of Luxembourg, for those of you at home keeping totals. Westerly is in the southwesternmost part of Rhode Island, down here in white. It is along the coast. Rhode Island itself has about 400 miles of coastline. And Westerly here has a few notable residents. For those of us of an older age, Ruth Buzzy, you may remember from Laugh-In. She was born and grew up in Westerly. Conan O'Brien now owns a vacation home here in Rhode Island. Those of you who watch The Sopranos may know of Steve Sharipa. He runs a Soupy Fest. We'll talk about that in a minute. Here every year in Westerly. And I was going to talk about a very notable member of Westerly, Dr. Joshua Babcock, who I won't get into, but he has a colonial house here. But I was quickly informed that Taylor Swift is far more notable or popular. So it is important to note that Taylor Swift has a house here in Watch Hill, Rhode Island. Watch Hill and Westerly are actually a part of the same town. Watch Hill is a fire district. It's all within the town of Westerly, and it is a very high-end luxury part of Westerly. Of note, here in the United States, we are hosting the FIFA World Cup, which will run from June 11th to July 19th. It is going to start in Los Angeles, and the final match will be in New York. Westerly is perfectly positioned, roughly halfway between Boston and New York. So you could see quite a few matches if you were here to stay in Westerly. And I know it's not 900 years, but America is celebrating 250 years of existence. And we have all kinds of things historical happening in Westerly and around New England and all around the country, in fact. So that's a little bit about what's happening here in Westerly. In Rhode Island itself, the median house price is around $515,000. In Westerly, we're a little bit higher than that. It's about $655,000. And we sell our houses a little bit quicker than the rest of Rhode Island. At the moment, we're running with about 1.4 months of inventory. We have a significant inventory shortage, just as Spain does, and probably most of the world, in fact. Let's see. I'm going to stop sharing a lot of boring numbers and details so that we can talk about some more exciting things. I myself am Bill Fain, broker owner of Fantastic Real Estate and Investments here in Westerly, Rhode Island, and about 100 yards that way from my back window, we can see Connecticut. So that's to give you some relevance of exactly where we are. So thank you so much for having me, and I look forward to a wonderful discussion.
Wonderful. Thank you so, so much. One of the things that we're trying to do here in Rhode Island is really open up dialogue with places throughout the world, right? I mean, people move inbound and outbound, and we want to make sure that our clients, that we refer them to professional people, right? We hand them off, and we want to make sure that they do a wonderful job because it's a reflection on us, I think. To that point, Greg, I know that you just were on, but you've been referring clients all over the world, I don't know how many countries, for a long, long time. And would you say, talk about a little bit about that process, because I think many of us we want to learn.
Well, the when I started so many years ago, we didn't have the connectivity, obviously, that we do now. So it was more challenging then. But we don't need to talk about history as much as it is the way that I work my brokerage, the way that I work with clients is always a sit down to talk about the lifestyle that they want and the quality of life. And then we start determining what country best would suit them if they choose to be outside the United States. After they've determined that, then you're building a team. It's a team of people that are going to help them with the finances, whether it's through MoneyCore or another organization, whether there is someone who actually places loans for expats. and then navigating that country that best suits them. So it's no different than if someone comes to you for Rhode Island and says, well, I want to talk to Bill because I want to live in Westerly, or I really want to rock out and be on Block Island. All right. So there are specialists within those regions. So it's the same thing, and we'll talk about France. We will have a lot of my clients will say, well, I want to be on Côte d'Azur, I want to be Marseille, I want to be, um, or I want to be in Bordeaux, or I want to be north because I have horses. So I want to be up in Normandy, I want to be Calais. So with someone who is local, who can take them to various towns that meet the needs that they have, but I generally have them stay there first as a
Nice.
renter. Now, all of our countries need to have some sort of residency permits. It takes a long period of time, as Francis will tell you, as Alessandro will tell you. When you are coming to a country, you need to be able to go there and go smoothly. So this is an extracted process. It can be very fast, but very fast isn't always very good because you want to be able to go there and know, yes, I have residency. Yes, I can purchase. Yes, I can get a driver's license, open a bank account. So you build a team. And, I've sent now probably 60 different countries over these 46 years for people who were looking for something specific, a lifestyle that they wanted that was specific. And it's been wonderful to focus in France because for US, as I said, it's so much easier. The contract purchase is so much easier. The thing that I do like to talk to realtors about is the referral process. And we can talk about that now or later. It's up to you, Agadeta.
I mean, if you can put it in again, the Cliff's Notes version, and then we can
Cliff's Notes
follow up. Yeah,
version.
yeah.
So, as I said, most of the money is going to the notary who's doing the process. So, when you go over as a realtor and you are asking for a referral, it does not work like the US where you have a flat percentage that you want as a referral fee. Know that the individual you're working with does not have an MLS. They really want to work and sell their own listings because there's no buyer brokerage there, and there generally is no exclusive listing there. So they are going to get, based on the purchase price, a sliding scale of the overall that's left. So it's much less. They earn much less per transaction. The notary makes most of it. So I usually say for referrals, refer on the basis of building a relationship and work on the finances later and make sure your client is in a good place because your client will always be your client here in the US. So worry less about the money and more about the relationship and trusting the person you're working with.
Absolutely. And when I meant referral, I wasn't even speaking about compensation at all. I meant how do you search out those professionals, right? I mean, that's really key, and especially when you're referring more than just France and Andorra, but specifically there. I mean, you've built those connections over the years.
Yes, I
Is there a
have. Yes,
magic
I have.
answer for that?
And they're ongoing, and yes, I do. And I think that one of the things that both Francis, Alessandro, Karina, and I understand is that when you're a bilateral partner with uh, NAR
And I
and
love
they are abiding by the code of ethics, you want to be able to work through their organizations to source someone. So my first stop in France is with SMPI and an SMPI agent because they have that ability. It's an added level of trust that if I send someone to Italy and go through Carina, I'm going to go to Alessandro's and I'm going to say, who would you recommend? Who is a member of your organization? Same thing with Francis. I have someone who wants to be in Malaga, and I
Mm.
need you to tell me who is the best person who is a member of your organization. So these referrals and going through the bilateral partners is essential because the laws are different and how realtors are licensed or not licensed at all are different. And you want someone who is going to be reputable because you're sending your client, 12 hours away. And you are hoping that the person you're handing them over to is going to help them through a process, be trustworthy, maintain your relationship with your own client while they're buying abroad, so that they'll come back to you and say, I had a very good experience. And they will have a good experience if they work through the bilateral partners.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much. Well put. Alessandro, do you want to add anything to that?
Yes, thank you very much. So France is very similar. The market is very similar to Italy. We share the same problems. I call it problems because we don't have MLS. We tend not to. So most of the agents are dual agent, but there are some. So things are changing very very fast here in Italy. There's a big problem with the law of that regulates the real estate business here in Italy because our law was made in 1942, so it's not very updated. Uh, and it's mandatory by the law that we work for both parties. So it's by the law that we don't have to make only the interest of one client. Uh, that I understand that may sounds odd for you, but this specific things is the things that so we don't have that much litigation when we settle when we close a deal with a buyer and a seller. And there are one of the most important things that is not easy to find in a real estate professional here in Italy is someone, but even that is changing because now the law is changing very fast. So it's someone that checks all uh, the documentation about the property. I'm not talking about the ownership, but I'm talking about the zoning, the floor map, and the fact that the house is legit as it is and as you see it. That's one of the most important things that you have to check when you purchase a property in Italy, because most of the um, most of the buildings and most of the houses was built after the war, Second World War, so in the economic boom, and they built very fast, maybe with not all the paperwork correct. And as always, because we are very famous for our bureaucracy, uh, maybe not every time people check that everything was made correct. So you now with all the new regulation, you have to check it now to avoid future litigation or problem with the seller. So when you look at a real estate agent or professional real estate agent, uh, you have to be sure that he's going to show you and prove you that everything about the property is correct.
This is why we're going to recommend them in Verona strictly to you, Alessandro. That's it.
Thank you very much.
I see that Francis has his hand up. Do you want to? Yes, go
Yeah, this is
ahead.
because Daniel Urnowski is asking us, what are taxes for Spain if we are moved there? Okay, I want to, if you,
Yeah, that's fine. Go ahead. Go ahead.
can I? Okay, I suggest that you open the chat because maybe
Well,
people.
yes, one of the problems, sorry, Francis, I don't know if you
Okay.
missed it. What happens is, because it's only 1 hour and we really do want people to connect with the panelists afterwards. So I did say,
Okay,
yeah,
perfect.
but go ahead, please.
Okay,
Go ahead.
but we have the box of
Yep,
question
go
and
ahead.
answer. Okay, there is two kind of taxes. Okay, the first one is when you buy a home when you buy a property, doesn't matter if it's a home or it's a plot or something like that. And the other taxes is when you own the property. Okay, so when you buy a home is expensive than in the US. Think that in Spain it depends on the region, because Spain is divided in 16 regions. So every region has his own system of taxes for houses. Okay, so in Barcelona is 10%, around 10% of the value of the property. Okay, if you are young, you can have some verification, but you have to think that the price, the closing, you have to add around 10-11% of the cost by taxes. But it's very cheap to own the property. As in the US, it's expensive to pay to the city every year the taxes for the ownership. In Spain, it's very cheap to have a house or to have a property, because the city taxes yearly is around 0.5 of the value. Okay, so it's very, very, very cheap if you compare with the US. Okay, the taxes, the personal taxes for citizens, it depends on your income, but you have to think that if you have an income till 100,000 euros per year by work rentals, or the income of your job, you have to pay around 24-27% of your income. Okay, it's progressive. It depends on your income. Obviously, if you have an income for 20,000 euros per year, is less than if you have 100,000 or 200 or 300,000 euros per year. Okay, so taxes are increasing, with your income. Okay, but the ownership is not expensive, and also it's easy to find a bank, not a bank, a broker that can find you interest bank to finance your home. So it's easy, because Spanish banks are very, very good banks, and they love to finance international buyers.
Excellent. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. You know, Karina, you've been very quiet over there. You can't escape. So why don't we switch over to you, I mean, because do you only live in Florida, or do you live elsewhere? You've
No,
made
I
that
live
transition.
in Florida.
You live in-
I am purchasing a property in Portugal right now, and that's in my future to spend maybe 3 to 4 months here, 3 to 4 months in Brazil, 3 to 4 months in Europe, but that's in 15 years. If I can just add, in practice, whatever all of those gentlemen said, the way I do it when I give a referral. So of course, I build this relationship, I meet them in person, I meet them online, I create my team. But then what I do in my business is I love using WhatsApp groups. So when I refer the client, the very first thing I do is I have a webinar like this or a Zoom call or something like this with a partner that is going to be helping our clients. Immediately after this first video conversation connection, I create a WhatsApp group. So I'm in the loop. So my client feels like I'm still there because I'm their point of contact, but I let the partner just deal with them and help them with the finding of the property and referring other partners. And a lot of the times, other partners like a money transfer company or an immigration attorney or an accountant or a bank, sometimes depending on the professional, they're added to the group, and we're all in the same group together. So that's how I do it in practice when I have a referral for a different country.
I think that's very, very sound advice. Again, you don't want to just hand off and then, check in 6 months later how it's going. I think that's really valuable. All right, Bill. Thanks very much, Karina. Bill, so in Westerly, is there a fair amount of international consumers? I mean, is this something, I mean, I know that we have it in Rhode Island because of the universities which are a big draw, just like I assume in all places. But because it's a beautiful coastline, is there a fair amount of international clientele in Westerly?
Yes, it is growing. The second most popular language is Spanish. And yes, because we have universities, because we're so um, conveniently located between Boston and New York, we tend to get a lot of people who are moving back and forth, business-wise or education-wise. So they end up here because they can quickly be at an airport. They can quickly be in Boston. They could quickly be in New York. And from there, you can get all across the country and all across the world. So yes, it is becoming more international. Mostly, though, Westerly is made up of blue collar, working type town people. We have an awful lot of tourism as by far our number one business. Westerly, in fact, grows from about 120,000 to about 340,000 people in the summer. That's because we have absolutely beautiful beaches, we have wonderful restaurants, and it's a great place to get away for a while.
Yeah. I do think that sometimes Rhode Islanders don't understand how beautiful it is here. It's interesting, and other folks have discovered us, but some of us need to explore a little bit more, which is great. Greg, you seem like you could share something at this point.
Yeah, I get that. You
Yes.
talk that we have a nice in Spain, obviously, France and Italy, and also United States. Everywhere is you can find nice places and nice homes. But I would like to share with the attendees some places where you can find great opportunities to invest invest in residential around my city, Barcelona, and around my favorite place, that is Costa Brava. Costa Brava is the seaside in the north of Barcelona, around 100 kilometers. Is my second home, and I love this area. So I recommend people to visit it. And that so if you allow me, I'm going to share.
Absolutely, please do.
Okay.
And while you uploading those images, why don't you tell us a little bit about pricing and inventory in those places so that folks
Okay,
have a
okay,
sense of affordability?
okay. I can share. Okay, mainly the now the affordability is not good in Spain in general because there is a low inventory. So there is a lot of problem for young people to have their own home. The reason why is because the last 15 years there is not enough new developments, but you can find nicest homes in our country. This is an example. Okay, this is a house in the seaside of Costa Brava. Is a very nice home, around 500 square meters. Amazing sea views. It's example, just example. You can find homes like that. Like this one, around 4 million euros. The home constructed in 2004. As a plot around 1,700 square meters. It's a classical Mediterranean architecture. You can find a home similar like that in province or maybe in Italy too, because it's a typical Mediterranean construction. Okay.
It's fabulous. I
Yeah.
think I have to earn a little bit more money before. Can I visit?
Yeah, of course.
Awesome.
Of course. This is a place. remember, this is a place named Costa Brava. No? So
Costa
it's
Brava. I am
Costa Brava.
taking that note. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's just 1 hour from Barcelona.
Okay.
1 hour and a half. It depends on because Costa Brava starts in Blanes and is finishing in the border of France. So it's from 60 kilometers from Barcelona seaside to the border of France. So this is an example. In this website, they can find luxury properties. They are going to organize for Emocionate our property tours. These guys are very good
Nice.
realtors. All of their team are CRS members. Many of them are international realtors. So you can find here good products to offer to your customers. Okay,
This is great.
it's just examples.
No, it's very,
the phone.
it's wonderful. And that reminded me, it's a good point because that reminded me, Rhode Island is one of two states that we actually own. The association owns the MLS. So we do have a consumer site. It's rriliving.com. So, and you can, I think, I'm not sure if it's 13 or 18 languages. I'm going to be scolded for this after, but folks can translate to their own language. And it's wonderful. It's a nice way to peruse a place before while you're thinking about it, right? Sometimes it's an introduction to a place. I mean, you don't, it might you meet somebody and you're like, oh, I wonder what's happening in, Spain or Italy or France, Andorra, and then Rhode Island. And then what happens is maybe it's a vacation. That's how you happen to discover a place that you think about as a second home potential. Or sometimes people just move back to live with family, right? I mean, we in Rhode Island, we have the population hovers around 1,050,000. It hasn't grown that much, but we have a very large ethnic group from all over the world. And I think because it's coastal, it's a place where it's an easy place to land. And then again, we're trying to promote professional referral systems everywhere, and infrastructure is very, very important. Francis, I think you're on. I think we can hear you, so you might want to mute. You might want to mute.
Sorry.
That's okay. Why don't you mute anyway? Because we only have 6 minutes, and I want to allow each person a minute just to if they have any last words. And we really appreciate your time and input and expertise, and we do hope that people connect with you afterwards. So I am going to start with Alessandro. Any parting words for our group?
Yeah, so what can I say? I will be in New Orleans at NAR next this November. I actually will be even in Tampa with Corina and in Miami. So I would love to meet you in person. And if I have my own blog where I post information for foreign people how to purchasing property in Italy, a suggestion and things to do, things to know. So it's my name.it. So if you want to check it out, you can have all my information there. And I hope to connect. We are doing a lot of great business for American buyers. So we are here just waiting for you.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Karina.
All right, so I'll try to be as quick as possible, but I'll tell a little story. So I had recently I put my house for sale in a very well-known suburb in Tampa, a place where families live, they have good schools, kids, and everything. And I thought that I would find a lot of buyers with that same qualities or the same
Criteria.
So I was having an open house. This couple comes in. We start talking. They're very interested in moving to my area because they wanted to be closer to a golf course nearby. We end up spending an hour talking, and they shared with me that their dream is actually to live in Italy. They owned a franchise restaurant, an Italian franchise restaurant where they lived before. And they said, in the future, we would like to explore it. In the end, I did not sell my property to them. I said, this is not for you because it's not what you want. I ended up referring them to a person that lives in the Tuscan area in Italy. This was before I even met Alessandro, a person who I actually met in the Cira Emocionat convention in Spain 2 years ago. And they ended up buying a property in Italy. They realized their dream. So the story is I was selling a very regular suburban house here in America, but I had the connection in Italy because I went to Spain a conference. Everybody's happy. This is how the referrals work. So don't think that you need to work really hard to find. Sometimes it's right there in your door, and those referrals to international global business happens just like that. So that's my little story for you guys.
Beautifully put. Thank you so much. Bill?
Yes, I would like to invite all of you down to Westerly. We have a world-renowned special dry cured Italian sausage called Soupy here. It is a form of sopressata, and if you would like to get a little taste of Italy right here in wonderful Westerly, Rhode Island, please come down, have a taste, have a look around, and if you like it, maybe buy a house. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much, Bill. Love it. Um, I Francis, do you want to say one last word? Oh, you're on mute. You're on mute.
Sorry. So my last reflection. You have all of you have a huge group of professionals here in Spain that can help your customers to buy and sell properties here. There is a huge group of international realtor members that are working with a code of ethics, are receiving education every year, and there is a very good group to collaborate and to do business. Greg, Corina, Alessandro have been to our country many times to our conference, and they know that people from Cira and Emocionate are people where you can trust in. So
Thank you.
I consider that this the best group. You have a directory you can find there, and I hope there is a lot of collaborations between our members.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for your time. And again, folks, you are able to access Francis and everybody's presentation once you access the recording. So thank you so much. They'll be able to get that. Okay. And
Okay.
finally, Greg, since you did double duty, I'm leaving the last word to you, except that I will have to say the official goodbye. So my friend, please.
Well, I'm going to just say thank you, one, for putting this together and have an incredible number of attendees. Thank you to Bill for presenting Rhode Island, because as we present our own countries, we want our countries also to see places within the United States that aren't necessarily huge hubs for purchases like there are in Florida and California and New York City, but give a quality of life to those living abroad and want to live in the US. So thank you, Bill, and thank you, Agata, for doing that. I do want to say one last thing that Francis brought up, and it's the CRS designation, which is a huge network in Europe. And if you have your CRS designation, or if you're thinking about it and you want to expand your network into Europe, that's an excellent doorway to enter and come to NIR Next. The French delegation will be there in New Orleans. I will be at Legislative. Should anyone run into me, I am happy to sit down and talk all about France and SMPI Global and Andorra. And thank you to the panelists. It's great seeing everybody, and I hope to see you all soon.
Thank you so much. And a reminder that CIPS too. So a lot of international, that would be a great way for realtors to find our international partners all over the place.
I agree.
Once again, thank you so much for your time. And we hope that this is a starter to a conversation and that you connect with these wonderful people and beyond. And we wish you a wonderful day. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Agata, for inviting me. Thank you, all of you. Bye.
Bye.
My pleasure.
Bye. Thank you very much, Aaron.
Hi, thank you. Went well.
It went well, yeah. Next time we don't open the questions. They should be able not to be. It's one or the other. I don't remember which one it is. But so we'll for the next time. But thank you so much. It was great.
No
Appreciate it.
problem. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
Bye.